Y'all ready for us? Yes. Everybody present, countable?
Yeah, Arizona.
Okay.
Underscore the DPS.
AZDPS press conference is about to start. Okay.
Stand right here. You guys are the DPS back rows. Okay, we all ready? We're all getting sound? Good morning. I'm Bart Graves, one of the spokespeople here at DPS. Welcome to our main headquarters here. We're going to have a media briefing today about a cold case that has been on the minds of DPS detectives for 17 years. It occurred in El Mirage, and thanks to the advances in science, I think we've come closer to closure for the family of the victim. Here to tell you more about it, the Director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety, Colonel Frank Milstead.
Good morning. Thank you for attending and covering this relatively unique story from the Arizona Department of Public Safety. So 17 years ago, we were asked by the leadership then of the El Mirage Police Department to conduct a death investigation. Over the last 17 years, this case has been handed from detective to detective, and our investigators have looked at it a number of times. Currently, the Arizona Department of Public Safety is in control of 9 cold case homicides. Detective Lamb from our agency was looking through these cases, looking for ones that might be able to be resolved or solved with new technology, with the computing power and the video power that we have here at our hands that we didn't have before. Long story short is we had a fingerprint and DNA on this particular subject and this particular case. Before they went and did familial DNA testing, they decided to check the fingerprint that they had with the FBI's new next generation. They looked at this print and were able to make an confirmed with this is not only the right print, but it's also the right DNA. Detectives were dispatched out to Fresno, California to work with
tell the citizens provide services. It's so important to come that way for these services. So without the time from, thank you.
Mitchell from Technical Services, which oversees the State Crime Lab, Major Yeager from Criminal Investigations, Major Mitchell from ASD. Also joining us is the family of the victim, Mr. Lucero. The director can entertain a few questions, but this is an ongoing investigation, so please keep that in mind. Any questions for us on this case?
What was the key part of evidence that you had for such a long time? What was it that helped you find the suspect?
the key evidence is a fingerprint and DNA. We just did not have the technology back 17 years ago to take that fingerprint and analyze it to the level that we can today. And it's really just that simple. It's better computers, it's better optics, it's better technology.
And that solved it?
Yes, sir. Police work, really. I mean, let's go find that person that's also on the scene, so figure out if that DNA did.
So he was already in the system? He already committed a crime before? How did it match that?
His fingerprint was in our national fingerprint database. And I don't know for what reason. There's a couple detectives in the room. Tim, you want to handle that? Or do you want to leave it at a high level and not do that?
Yes, sir, we'll be good with that. Yeah, he was in the system based on past arrests.
Okay, so what I can tell you is that the fingerprint was in the system from past arrests.
Can you say, was Mr. Mendoza anywhere on your radar until you were able to get the print into the FBI system?
That I cannot discuss at this point. I'm sorry. And the question was, was he on our radar? Was somebody we're looking at? But we're not going to get into that level of detail at this point. I think really the piece of the story that's important to the citizens of Arizona and the rest of the law enforcement community is we continue to work together. We continue to work these cases. As things change, as technology advances, as science advances, we bring these cases back out and we try to solve them. Like I said, we have 9 cases that are cold cases that are owned by the Department of Public Safety. We have another 7 cold cases that are vehicular crime cases that we continue to look at. And our detectives, they get them out, they look at them with a new eye, a new technology, and in this case, it was a bunch of really good police work and some really incredible advances in technology that led to this arrest.
Can you say anything about the man hours used?
I do not have the answer. Man hours used, Tim?
Several trips back and forth working with the Fresno authorities and within the crime lab. It would be hundreds of hours that was put into this investigation through the life of it. So
the question was, how many staffing hours did we have going forward in this case? Detectives related that it's been hundreds of hours. It's been a number of trips between Phoenix and Fresno, California. And this, again, the collaborative effort of 2 excellent police departments. I thank you guys for coming. I think we've hit it. If Oh, Bart's going to talk.
As I mentioned, the family of the victim just came in, and Mr. Lucero's nephew, Felix Jimenez, would like to say a few words.
Thank you. I'm not the nephew, I'm the brother-in-law. That's okay. First of all, we'd like to take the opportunity to thank all these entities that were involved in solving this case. We know that the police officers, the detectives, the DNA people, it always takes a whole team to come together and put all the information to come up finally with answers. As they said earlier, it'll be 17 years this December that my brother-in-law was murdered. So my mother-in-law has passed away. She always wanted to have this case come to a close. She's not alive, she's gone. My sister-in-law, she's gone. But there's still some of us that are still here, and we're finally at a point in our lives now to where there will be closure for us and for the rest of the family that's not here at this point. But again, thanks to all the different entities that got involved in this and put this puzzle together. Thank you.
Before you go, again, can we have your name, sir?
Felix Jimenez.
Okay. And 17 years, that's a long time. Had you given up hope?
Well, I'm a Catholic, and I'll tell you that there's always faith. And as Father Pio would say, you have to have faith, and you have to have hope, and there was always a will, you know. So that's what we stayed with, you know. We always figured that faith would come in and the job would get done. Justice would be served one way or another.
You're happy about that?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Spell your name?
Jimenez. That's and Felix, my first name, Felix.
I'm glad you spelled that.